Dudes and dudettes of YouTube land, it's Frank with What's the Point EDC. We're talking about the Arcform Slimfoot. We're talking about after hard use testing, how it's been since EDCing it, how I think about it, what I think about, and all that good stuff. So, I've done my hard use testing on this knife, and it passed with flying colors. It did very good. It performed good. The action's still perfect. The look of the knife, it didn't change anything. I batoned with this knife. I cut through rubber with this knife. All kinds of testing. I've done it, and it passed with flying colors. It really did. This M390 is holding up good. We have a sheep's foot blade, M390, 58 to 60 HRC with that hollow grind. Nice finish. It's got a dual finish on it. So fire. It really is so fire. Fullers running down both sides. The frame lock. Okay, so there's two things I want to talk about. One, the frame lock. So I started to baton with this, and I know that's something that you wouldn't typically do with a folder, but I could tell just by holding this, looking at it, and feeling it that this is a overbuilt, hard-use pocket knife right here, and that's a fact. This thing is super tough. So I did some batoning with it, and I did have a lock failure, where when I hit it with the baton, the lock failed, but when I grabbed the knife with my left hand, and I locked it in like this, and I held it, and I batoned with it, me putting pressure on the lock bar actually kept it locked up tight. There was no lock failure after that. So keep that in mind. I am going to put the link to the hard use video in the description. I want you guys to check it out and see for yourself that it definitely did fail. But once you hold on to this bad boy and you squeeze it, it holds true. This frame lock right here is awesome. I like everything about this knife. It is done perfectly. Now, I know I've said in previous videos that I'm not a biggest fan of the relief cuts on the outside, but I don't mind it on this knife because it simply looks good with it. It literally works so good. The hidden pocket clip screw is perfect for me. I think this is a very well-rounded knife. Now, the only other issue I have was right here, which was the jimping with the flipper tab. Now, it is there for good reason. It's there so you can get good traction, because this does have a stout detent. It actually has a very stout detent, and I like that and I respect that. But the only thing I can say that I don't like about the knife, and it's not that I don't like it and it's not an issue at all, it bothered me. When I was holding it like this and I was putting good pressure down on things, the jimping, it just rubbed my finger raw. I mean, it rubbed it raw for a couple days. But other than that, I mean, every single aspect about this knife is perfect. From the ceramic ball bearings to the overall action, to the looks, to the back spacer with this awesome machining that you could put some tritium in there if you wanted to. I think it's a sexy looking knife. And I have also said in previous videos that if you're going to do an inlay on both sides. But once again, this knife right here, it's the exception. I think that this right here sets the knife off perfectly. It's not too much, not too little. It's literally perfect for this knife. This is such a clean side with this machining going on right here in the hidden pocket clip screw. I mean, there's all kinds of machining going on with this knife. It's a very well-made knife. I'm a fan of the overall profile. It works good for your cuts. It holds true. It feels good and it sounds good. And you know it's in your pocket. It's one of them knives that it's a hefty knife, not in a bad way. Let's do a quick size comparison real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let's do the Spyderco PM2 Crew Carta Edition and the Demco 80 20.5 3V and G10 Edition. Let's go ahead and put two more on here. How about that one right there? That may be Kaiser's best knife right there. The Kaiser Militall, OG Militall that is, and the Artisan Cutlery Serious. Now, I'm sorry my blades aren't very nice and clean for you guys, but you know how it is here. What's the point, EDC? You get it how I give it to you. It's real life. Sure is. Now, I'm going to put a couple little snips in of a couple things I just did today with the knife. I just went out and had a little bit of fun with it and just decided I was going to cut some rubber and just cut on some wood real quick just to have some fun. But like I said, if you want to see the real hard use testing on it, I am going to put the link in the description, so be sure to go check it out. This knife is awesome. Let's do some quick specs here. We got a 4.5-inch handle. We have a, oh Lord, we're going to call that 3.5-inch blade with a just under 3.5-inch cutting edge. The height of the blade is going to be just, oh Lord, we're going to be 1 inch at its tallest, and at its shortest, we're going to look at 3/4 of an inch, give or take some. Handle width, it looks like it's about a 1/2 inch. Let's check her out real quick. About a 1/2 inch handle. Good stuff. What's the weight here? Let's get some weight. We're going to get it all real quick before we end this. Go ahead and get some weight real quick. Take that thing off. Yep, we're good to go. It's on ounces. Don't you just love the way that knife sounds when it closes? 4.79 ounces. Good stuff, under 5 ounces. And we're going to do a quick blade stock check. Why not? Let's go ahead and do a quick little blade stock check. Okay, we got to deploy the daggone thing. Well, technically, we don't have to deploy it. What do we got here? We got 4.1 millimeters. Good stuff. Definitely a good knife, 8 inches overall, so it is a full-size knife. I forgot to say that it was 8 inches. I know that it's an 8-inch knife because I have already measured it before in total. Wow, 8-inch knife. Well, it's literally the tiniest little bit under 8 inches. But it's an 8-inch knife. It's full-size, and it's a hard-use pocket knife, if you ask me. It's built right. It looks good. I think the OEM is Reich, or it's one of them higher-end Chinese OEMs. These are very, very nice knives. Just you can't. There's no mistaking it. As soon as you hold this knife, you know how good it is. And shout out to Timbo 437 for sending this thing in. It's an awesome knife. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to check this knife out. I wouldn't have been able to show you guys how good this knife actually is. So shout out to Timbo. I'm going to put a link to his channel and his Instagram in the description. Be sure to check him out. Hit him up. Tell him WTP sent you. He is the man with the plan. That's Timbo. Understand that. I appreciate all you guys who watch the videos. All you guys who subscribe, support, share my videos, like my stuff, comment on my stuff. It really does mean a lot, and it makes a major difference. And I appreciate all you guys for doing that. Now, I don't remember if I talked about this earlier on or not, but this comes in several variations. I just wanted to mention that before I rolled out real quick. It definitely doesn't, it's not only M390, they have it in straight titanium, they have it in G10 forms, automatic forms. They got it in a bunch of different forms. So check out Arcform and see what you think about their stuff. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised at the way this knife feels and how good it actually is. It's a solid one. If you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. Take it easy and stay greasy. Peace.